What's going on, team? How's everybody doing?
Hi.
That's the man of the hour.
What's up? What's up? I see some people we know. What's up, Miss Zamora? How you doing?
Hey.
Mr. Garcia, nice to see you. I don't agree with Esteban about being okay with turning your camera off. Don't do that. Turn it on. I want to see you. This is a social media call, and on social media, you have to be seen. What's up, Bruno? How you doing, brother? What's up, Arlie? Miss Jimenez, turn your camera on. Miss Abdul, turn your camera on. Mr. Camacho, what's up, brother? Turn your camera on, man.
I can't turn it on.
Why? Are you like naked?
I don't have the authority. I haven't been enabled.
Yeah, no,
Oh, you haven't been in.
Let me do that for you real quick. So
Yeah, enable everybody so they can turn their camera on.
yeah.
What's up, Yao? How you doing, brother? Nice to see you. What's up, Tony? How you doing? And there's more people in this room. Like I can see 30 participants, but I can only see Esteban. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
like the
I mean,
front
I'm
page.
promoting everybody to panelists, so slowly everybody's kind of rejoining as a panelist.
Okay. All right, so let's just give that a few moments so that way, you know, we got more people here to get the most out of our time together. Let's go. Drop in the chat what you're looking to get out of this call today. Like what would be your main takeaways? Drop in the chat. What's up, Daniel Misrobian, Mr. Elite Builder? What's up, Miss Jimenez? You're like in the dark. You're like a secret agent, bro.
Right? No, the light doesn't work on our room, so I'm like,
That's
we haven't
cool.
replaced the batteries. Just
What's up, Christina? How you doing, team? She's an elite builder in Chicago. Let's go. Be the next Darren fella. You can do it, bro. I promise. I don't have the it's not like that social media is not accessible to all parties. What's up, Ali? How you doing, brother? So good.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, so drop in the chat maybe some of your challenges with social media up until this point while we wait for more people to pop on. What are some of your hang-ups with it? What's up, Jessica Nelson, another elite builder, representing Too Short in the house. What's up, team? What's up, Liz? How you doing? Everybody turn their cameras on.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. So drop in the chat challenges you have with social right now. Video is my challenge. Okay. You have like a camera in your pocket, bro, at all times.
Yeah, I know, but just
Hey, that's
overcoming that, right?
I know, but here's what's true, brother. Did you notice as you said that to me? Watch your body language. You were like, ah. So is that really what's the challenge, or do you have a camera in your pocket? What's really the challenge?
I guess just get up and doing it.
Nah. Well, what do you think the main barrier for social is for most people? What's up, Edwin? How you doing, brother?
Content.
Nope.
Fear of, I don't know, looking at themselves in the video.
Nope. Insecurity. Oh.
babysit.
Hey, you see Elmer? He's like, yeah, that's really what it is. See, we lead with this like this outside stuff. Well, it's the camera, it's the content, it's the video, but that's really not what it is.
Yeah.
I'm just overly concerned with how I'm being perceived. So how many people we got? We got 36 people in the room. We're just going to go ahead and rock and roll because I want to make sure that we're respectful of everybody's time. I know everybody here is a powerful person and you could be spending some of your non-refundable precious breaths doing anything else with anybody else. And me and Esteban are super appreciative that you're choosing to spend some time with us. For those of you who have not had proximity to me or don't know who I am, that is my bad because clearly I'm not doing a good enough job on social media. So I've had the good fortune of selling real estate for the last 16 years. Took me my first calendar year selling real estate. I made $13,000. Not something people put you on a panel on. Definitely not something what people would like, want to hear about on a podcast, how exactly you did that. And definitely not something people would want you to coach them to teach them how to do. And then I got an accurate assessment of reality. And within 5 years doing 100 transactions, I sold 100 homes a year for the last decade, 10 years in a row. I did 200 deals a year twice. So my intention in sharing that with you is not to brag or boast, but instead to get like, why would you want to listen to anything I have to say? Right. And me and Esteban, he's a strategic partner of mine because up until about 2019, him and the team, by the way, it's not just Esteban, it's Lewis, who's with us here. He's an editor extraordinaire and is helping us blow up on YouTube. So I'll bring you guys back to like 2019. And in 2019, I am head down. How many people knew me in 2019? There's some people on the call who knew me. Okay. Head down, laser beam focused on listing property in high volume. And you would get a hard stiff arm from me if you talked about social media to me. Because I grew up in an environment and got instruction that told me that social media was stupid and dumb and that I shouldn't do it. So I didn't. I literally thought social media was for my wife to post pictures of our kids. That's what I really thought it was for. And then I had this aha moment, because I think what's interesting is a lot of the times with social media, it's presented in two different ways. It's like two different camps. It's either or, where it's like either you have to prospect like an animal or you do social media. It's either or. The answer is both. It's not one or the other. That's what my experience has been. And my aha moment came. So I'm head down. I'm doing a bunch of deals. Somebody asks me to be on their podcast. Okay, fine. So I do it. And I'm in a small little room with him. Nobody else is there with us, mind you. Not a soul. Just me and him and a camera and a tripod. He live streams it on on Facebook. 5,000 people watched that within 48 hours. And within 7 days, 5 people from across the country, from California, literally to New Jersey, call me and want to give me money. And I was like, wait a minute. You can make money doing this shit? I thought this was just like entertainment because I was on the consuming end. Let me ask you guys a question. What percentage of the population is on consumption mode with social media? Drop in the chat what you think that is, that number. 90%, yeah, 90 to 95%. And who do you think makes all the money? Consumers or creators? Creators. See, I was just on the consuming end. I was just like entertainment and posting and things of that nature. And the most expensive thing you can own is a closed mind. I'm going to say that to you again, not because you didn't hear me, but because it's very important. The most expensive thing you can own is a closed mind. How many people besides me have had a closed mind about social media? Yeah. Silly, stupid, dumb, don't do it. Why are you doing that? The most expensive thing you can own is a closed mind. Because here's what's interesting. Our mind is what actually sees. It uses our eyes as an instrument, like as a tool to see. But if our eyes are blind, then our mind can't see. And if our mind is blind, then our eyes can't see. If my mind is blind to the possibility, then my eyes are blind to the opportunity. I'm going to say that to you again, not because you didn't hear me, but because it's important. Because first you need to be sold on the fact that this is a thing. 1,000,000%. Is that if my mind is blind to the possibility, my eyes are blind to the opportunity. And I could already hear what you guys are saying in your mind. Well, this works for you, Aaron. It won't work for me. Let me ask you guys a question. How many people have watched a video of a chiropractor on TikTok or on Instagram adjusting somebody? Anybody besides me ever seen that? Yeah. How many of those chiropractors have exploded and therefore made millions of dollars? How many people, you know that there's a lady who's a dermatologist who does videos of popping pimples and cysts, and you've all watched them. And her business explodes and she has a TV show because of it. She makes millions of dollars. There's a guy on TikTok right now in Las Vegas who just does food reviews. Mr. Beast reaches out to him. Now he has 9 million subscribers. He's got brands reaching out to him, wanting to pay him a lot of money. So we tell ourselves the story like, nah, that doesn't work for real estate agents. Why? Yeah, Keith Lee, there you go. So why wouldn't it? We just need to understand that this is a form of prospecting. It is a form of marketing. What's the word after tele? Marketing. That's one form of marketing. This is also a form of marketing. You're building a brand. Somebody asked me recently, what would you have done differently? Because I was head down, prospecting, grinding it out. And that worked. It served me very well. But the problem with it is if you're not building a brand, you're always going to have to do that. There's no end to it. But if you're building a brand, then people start to reach out to you. So I went from this is stupid and dumb, not doing it at all, to now over the last 2.5 years, maybe 3, I have studied the platforms. I've formulated strategic partnerships with EC Creative and Esteban and Lewis and the team. And I've got proximity to the people, the best coaches, trainers, teachers, mentors who make millions of dollars a month via social media. And over the last 2.5, 3 years, I've built a business that is close to $1 million a year, where the main acquisition channel is people reaching out to me on social media. And I believe with every fiber in my being that everybody on this call can do the exact same thing I've done, if not more likely not, probably more, with the right mental maps and the right strategies and the right kind of approaches. So what we're going to do for the next, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 minutes is I'm going to share with you a few things. The first thing I'm going to share with you is what these platforms actually are and how to use them, because I thought I knew, I did not know. The second thing I'm going to share with you is the life cycle of attention, because that is the way this works, and we'll be able to see it in your own behavior and how to use the platforms to guide people down that life cycle of attention. And then the third thing we're going to be talking about is content kind of creation and a calendar. How to go about scheduling it. Because how many people see me in their feed all the time now? Can you not see me? I am in your face 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now, it looks like that's all I'm doing with my time, does it not? What if I told you I only spend 8 to 10 hours a month doing it? See, we just get all overwhelmed, like it seems all overwhelming, but we're going to go through a content calendar, like how to actually create enough content in order to be able to look like you're omnipresent everywhere all the time. How many people are up for this? Let me see, show of hands. How many people are up for this? Let's go. So what are these platforms? Now, if I was to ask you, where is all the attention? Where do most real estate agents spend time on social media? Which platform? Drop in the chat. Yep, I'm seeing a lot of IG, lots of IG, some TikTok, somebody said YouTube. So my experience is agents spend the majority of time on IG. And what I didn't realize is that Instagram is really just a communication tool. That's how people use it. How many people DM people via Instagram? Show of hands. Look at just as much as you text, no? It's really a communication tool. I didn't know that. I also didn't understand the way attention works. So short form content on Instagram or TikTok is really about day trading attention. It's really about like, who is this person? Who is Miss Zamora? Who is Aaron Novello? Who is this guy? And it's an invitation for someone to get to know you more. How many people's first interaction with me was on short form content? Yep. It's just an invitation. Like, who is this person? I didn't understand that. You see, people are trying to build brands on IG and TikTok. That's not where you build a brand. That's where you just get attention. What do you think the best platform for building a brand is? Drop in the chat. YouTube. Yep. Why is YouTube the best platform to build a brand? Google owns it. I don't think you understand how powerful that is. Their parent company is Google. That means you have built-in SEO, built-in search. The other thing that's so powerful about YouTube is that YouTube is the only platform that does both short form and long form content. They do both because they just introduced YouTube Shorts. They're the only one that does that. If you think about the other ones, they don't do that at all. And YouTube has evergreen content, which means it lives there forever. With the short form stuff, when you do a reel or some shit, people watch it for 24 hours and then they never look at it again. See, I didn't understand how the platforms work. I didn't understand what the evolution is. So Esteban, if you could for a moment, because you work with agents all the time, talk about how agents get that confused and they don't understand how the platforms work and specifically how to use them.
Yeah, thank you for letting me talk about that. So, yeah, guys, I mean, that's something that, like Aaron mentioned, like it happens often, right? A lot of agents are super confused about how to use all these platforms, and specifically, even like what is like the strategy to do on each platform, right? Because at the end of the day, obviously now with short form content, like those short videos, we can just repurpose them and post them almost on every single platform, right? But what I've still seen a lot of agents kind of like fall into one of the biggest mistakes, like for example, even on Facebook or Instagram right now, and I want you guys to even raise your hands if you guys have fallen victim of this mistake, which is just like thinking that, hey, if I just post a bunch of pictures of listings of houses or whatever, or even videos of listings, then that's it. Like I'm good. I'm gonna get all the reach and I'm gonna grow and make sales or whatever. Like, just raise your hand. Like, have you done that before on your Instagram or Facebook? Perfect. So that happens, right? So people are kind of confused about how to go about it, how to approach every single platform, right? And like Aaron said, I think one of the biggest things to do, for example, on YouTube, is utilize the type of format content that allows you to use, right? Which is like long form video, short, medium form video, and short form, right? So I know he's going to talk more about how to go from long form or vice versa, from short form to medium form to long form in that type of cycle, right? With people. But yeah, I mean, like, sorry, I was gonna say, can you reiterate a little bit, Aaron, like what exactly was it that you were asking me to explain to on that?
Yeah. So this idea that, like, I think again, people don't, particularly agents, they're not clear on the platforms and how to go about using them, and what it's about, like the life cycle of attention. And that's the second thing I wanted to talk to them about. So people go from short form content to medium form to long. The goal is with the short form attention to move them towards YouTube, because YouTube is where there'll be medium form content and long form content. And it's about consumption. So if somebody goes from short form, which when I go like this, it's like day trading attention. Like, who is this person? They'll end up on a medium form content, which is like a 2 to 8 minute video. And the goal is to get them to a long form content, which could be like a podcast or something like that. Because once they get there and they get to the long form, they're going to do business with you. That's how it works. There's a life cycle of attention. We don't realize this. We're just hanging out in the short form and we're thinking that that's going to do something. It's not. I need to get them from the short to the medium to the long. Now, what could that look like as an agent? Well, short form content is content where you can talk about stuff in your local market. You see me sometimes doing these videos where it's like a green screen and I'm behind it. I'm like, hey, here's what's going on. Like, here's what I think about that, right? It's just attention. And the challenge with that is ideas. Now, somebody like EC Creative and the team, they provide me with ideas. Once a week, they send me like a sheet, like here's the ideas that we have, and they're good guides. You don't have to do exactly what it is. You can kind of alter a little bit, but it's like you're buying time, right? Because I don't have to sit and think about like, hey, what am I going to do, right? I get like ideas. That's the short form stuff. Medium form content for an agent can look like a property tour, but it can't be fucking boring, guys. You can't be like, so here's the bathroom. Here's the kitchen. Think about your attention span. When you click on a video, how long is your attention span? You realize it's really like 3 seconds to grab somebody's attention, right? There has to be music, there has to be cuts, there has to be editing. And this is where having a team can be very helpful, because as agents, I'm doing other things and like, I'm not an editor, right? Now that could be a medium form. That's a 2 to maybe 8 minute video, right? Property tours. Another medium form content is local content, communities that you're serving. Because when people Google and they search, what is it like to live in Agora Hills? What is it like to live in, Nashville? What is it like to live in, the farms, like whatever a community is that you serve, and you have a 2 to 8 minute video there, 2 to 5 minute video. That's medium form content. And then long form content is like a podcast or something like that, where you're interviewing maybe local business highlights. You're interviewing people about like the industry, whether it be, somebody in mortgage, somebody in insurance, somebody in kind of construction, like that sort of thing. But do you see what we're doing now? Now we're creating an ecosystem to guide people's attention. Does that make sense?
And
most of you guys have no plans about guiding attention. You understand that this is important. You realize this is like a thing, but you're just not clear on the platforms, how to use what they are for and how to use them, which again, Instagram and TikTok is just day trading attention. And you don't understand that YouTube is the platform to get people to build a brand, like long-term. And you don't understand how it's short, medium, and long. You have to have an ecosystem to guide people down. Go ahead, Esteban.
Yeah, I was gonna actually add to that I think something I want to highlight to you guys is really the power of being able to make long form content and the benefits of it, right? Because like Aaron was talking about the short form, medium form, and long form, right? Like the benefit of, for example, if you guys sit down once a week and record one podcast episode and interviewing somebody else in the real estate industry, then you can grab that long form video that's like about an hour long. And you can really like find the 2 best clips that are like 5 to 10 minute clips or even less, and then turn those into medium form videos. So now you have like 2 medium form videos. And then from the whole hour long podcast, you can grab the 8 to 10 best golden nuggets, right? Like that are like 30, 45 seconds long, a minute long, and turn those into short form videos, right? So now from one video that might have taken you an hour to record, you just send that over to a team, for example, like us, and we turn that into one piece of content to like 20 pieces of content or 15 or whatever, right? So you have a lot more, and then you already, I think that's how Aaron was saying that you can be super efficient with the time that you need to invest in social media, right? So it doesn't seem like, wow, if I want to be posting 7, 10 times a week, I'm gonna have to be a slave and work like 5, 10 hours a week on recording videos. No, you probably won't if you do this type of like strategy too, right? So I think that's one of the biggest benefits of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's wonderful because it's this idea of like, again, the way that this is usually presented to people is it's like either or. It's either you're going to prospect all the time or you're going to do like marketing. But the answer is both. Like look at somebody like Grant Cardone. Like he's all over the place. He does a lot of marketing, but he also has a room full of 100 salespeople that make cold calls all the time. Like he's doing both. The answer is both. It's not either or. And I know as agents, because we have so many things that we're doing, you know, we're doing PLAN, prospect lead follow-up, going appointments, negotiate deals. You know, we're doing all that stuff. This can seem really overwhelming, right? It's like, wow, this is like too much. So how can I, and this is like this idea of like a content calendar, like how can I create a schedule where I spend 8 to 10 hours a month so that way I can end up with all of this content? Well, here's how you do that. The first is once a month, I have somebody come to me for 2 hours and I shoot like 20 to 25 shorts in 2 hours. Now you might say, well, Aaron, you could do that. Like, I can't do that. Like, fine. You just have to get over yourself. You're worried about being perfect and how your hair looks and like all this other shit. Just do it. Get it out. People's attention is super small. They're going to look at it for 3 seconds and move on. Right? So, but that 2 hour time frame gives me 20 shorts, which is almost a month's worth of one post a day. Are you with me? Now, the second thing I can do, what Esteban said with the medium form content. So if you shoot 2 videos a month that are between 2 to 5 minutes, or maybe 8 minutes, that could be a property tour. Again, not boring. Like, you know, like here's the bathroom, here's the, like, no, music and like you moving around and like whatever. It's fun, entertaining. You can take, or like a community, you know, like Agora Hills or like whatever kind of video that's like, you know, what's it like to live in this community, or a local business highlight, you know, or something. You can take that video and probably get 5 to 10 shorts out of it, or a handful, let's say 5 shorts. So now we're at 25, but you're also getting medium form content at the same time. And a 2 to 5 minute video, how long is that going to take you to do? Even if you want to redo it all the time, maybe an hour. So now we're up to like 3 or 4 hours. If you do 2 podcasts a month, which again, that's pretty easy to do if you want like how to do it and equipment and what to get. Like, it's not that complicated. There's one program that you need, that's software. You need a camera and some lights and a microphone, and that's it. It's not that complicated. If you did 2 podcasts a month, each one of those podcasts, you can get 10 to 12 shorts from a 30, 40-minute call, like, with someone. So look, now we're posting twice a day on Shorts, and we have 4 YouTube videos per month in a short period of time. Is this making sense to everybody? You just have to make a commitment to it, because what I see people do is they mess around with it. They just dabble in it. Like they just like futz around with it. They don't take it seriously. But I'm already starting to see guys like, if you're someone, you go at least an hour, usually 2, which is more content. Yeah. Like Dan knows. But what's interesting with Dan, I know he's on the call. You can unmute yourself. How long have I been telling you to do a podcast?
I mean, we keep going over this like a very long time. Over a year. Well,
over a year. I'd be like, hey, when are you gonna do it? When are you gonna do it? When are you gonna do it? You working on a podcast yet? When are you gonna do it? 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 And what was the holdup? Honestly, what was really holding you back?
I guess honestly, I just didn't think I could do it.
That's an honest answer.
And now I'm like, it's my fucking heaven.
Right. And one of your thought is maybe like, why would people want to
hear what I have to say? Why would anybody want to listen to me?
And what I told them is, hey, brother, you realize there are people out there that are less talented than you that are doing exactly what you want. And the only difference is they had the courage to do it.
Yeah. Very true.
Guys, we are living in a time where one of the most valuable skills that are available right now, like as a human, is the ability to harness attention and to magnify it. You realize there are individuals, Kylie Jenner took attention, created a cosmetic company, became a billionaire. She's in her 20s. Logan Paul took attention, created Prime Energy drink. It's worth $100 million. It's a $100 million company. Conor McGregor got a lot of attention, magnified attention, got a deal with Proper 12. He had an exit for $300 million in a year. Mr. Beast. How many people know who Mr. Beast is? Nope. Liz, if you have children, your kids do. I promise. So Mr. Beast is one of the most successful YouTubers on the planet. He's 24 years old. He has 150 million subscribers on his channels. He started a company that sells burgers. It's a $100 million company. He opened up his first actual physical restaurant you can go to because it was made to order. Liz, he had 10,000 people show up for the grand opening. He started a chocolate bar called Feastables. It's the #1 chocolate bar in the country. They offered him $1 billion. He's 24 years old. $1 billion for all of his channels and his businesses. He turned them down. Why would he do that? Anybody have any ideas why he would do that?
He knows it's worth more than that.
It's worth a lot more than that. Why would it be worth a lot more than that?
Because his channels are going to keep on reproducing
Guys,
for years.
The thing that we need to understand as agents that we don't get because we think transactionally, there's nothing wrong with doing transactions. It's a way to raise cash. It's awesome. We help people do that with our coaching clients. I help them to, make more money and all that stuff. It's great. There's an inherent problem with it though. It doesn't compound over time. It doesn't keep growing and getting bigger. He's 24 years old. If he has 150 million subscribers now, when he's 30, how many do you think he's going to have? 300 million. Then how much is it worth? Like it keeps growing, guys. It keeps getting bigger. It compounds over time. And as the audience gets bigger, you can serve the audience in all different types of ways. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
so if you want to get, go ahead.
Sorry, Aaron. I was going to say that something I wanted to share with you guys too is that I would say one of the biggest keys that obviously we've identified that is honestly the name of the game, right? Of how to get people's attention, but not only get it initially, retain it, and then also make them become part of your sphere of influence now online. So in the social media space it's simple, right? It's just one simple word that you guys probably have heard before, which is all about valuetainment, right? It's just about providing value. So that's one of the things that I do really want you guys to just engrave in your head, is that nowadays that's the name of the game, just providing value, but doing it in an entertaining way, like Aaron said. Because for somebody, it might like a video of a listing that is in their neighborhood, it might be valuable for them, but if they also don't get entertained while they're watching it, then, you know, they're not going to actually watch it all the way through. They might not even share it with other people. So the whole key is creating content that you believe will be shareable, right? Worthy of other people sharing it with other people. Because that's one of the things that the algorithms value the most. If they see a video that just got posted and people are already saving it, sharing it, commenting, all sorts of engagement, that's what they want to really promote the most, and keep on like promoting it to more and more and more accounts. Because the main goal of any of these platforms, right, is to keep their people, their users, the most amount of time possible on the platforms, right? So they see content that is being accepted by everybody really well, and they are enjoying it and watching it even all the way through on the video. That just means more time their users are going to be on their platform, so they want to promote that piece of content more and more and more. And that's how videos go essentially viral, right? So that's just something I want you guys to keep in mind, the whole valuetainment, right?
Yeah. So again, my intention today was for you to get clear on a few things. A, what are these platforms? How to use them? What are they actually for? TikTok and Instagram are for day trading attention. The goal is to get them to YouTube. On YouTube, I need shorts, because if I was to, people think all the attention's on Instagram and TikTok. It's not. It's on YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts is bananas. Like the virality there is like crazy, because it's TikTok. It's just on YouTube, right? So it's understanding the platforms, how to use them. Number two is understanding the life cycle of attention. And I need to build an ecosystem for that life cycle of attention, right? And then number three is that content calendar, where people think like, oh, I need to be doing all of this stuff. You know, I need to spend 25, 30, 40 hours a month in order to produce a couple, like one short a day or two shorts a day and like some long form stuff. And that's just not true, right? You just have to get the most out of what you're doing. And from the medium and long form content, you can get a lot of the short form stuff, right? Now, what I can share with you from my own experience. So I've had a podcast for probably 2.5 years. I was 46 episodes deep and had 240 subscribers. This idea and build it and they will come, it is not true. Build it, get a team, edit, then they'll come. That is true. So within 5 months of partnering with EC Creative and the team, I have gone from 246 subscribers to over 900 in 5 months. There is only 8% of all YouTube channels ever get 1,000 subscribers. Only 8%, guys. So out of 50 million channels, like 8 million ever get more than 1,000 subscribers. We've done that in 5 months. So like this idea, like that, do it and they'll come, like, no, like this is, I think that was true a while ago when there was a lot less people and a lot less people understood like how powerful this is. And now, my experience is you need a few things. If you really want to get serious about this, you need a few things. The first is you need ideas. Ideas are what keep people stuck and like the creative thing, and we're selling real estate, whatever. I need a place to get ideas. Number two, I need to shoot the content. And then number three, I need a partner who can edit and post for me. Because do you think with all the stuff that I'm doing that I have time to try to edit these videos? Would that be a realistic expectation? No. Do I have time to like do the thumbnails? No. Like I don't have time to do that. So if I'm going to be serious about it, those are the three things that I need. I need idea generation. I need some like a place or someone who I can, whether it's me with my own camera at first, depending on resources, and I just shoot it myself. And then I can drop it into like a Dropbox file and the team does the rest. They post, they edit, they do all the other stuff. Now, at first, depending on resources, if you want to try to do that yourself, it's fine. What'll happen is that the amount of time that instead of it taking 8 hours, it'll take a lot more time. Is that making sense to everybody? So what it reminds me of is this story. So like when me and my wife, we got married. I was 26. She was 22. and we had owned this condo that was like 6 blocks from the University of Florida, and we wanted to put laminate wood flooring down. We wanted like an upgrade. So me, my 26-year-old self, I think I know everything. I'm like, how hard could that be? I'll just figure it out. We bought all the laminate. Meanwhile, I've never done this before. We start putting it down, not measuring, mind you. It's like, yeah, we'll figure your shit out. And me and Carlo, we start to get snippy with each other because like it's not working out the way we thought it would. And sure enough, we're playing Tetris, trying to put the shit together. And sure enough, we get to the last piece. And what do you think happened? It wouldn't fit. So then what I had to do is I had to swallow my ego. I had to pick up the phone and call a professional who does this all the time, all day, every day, all the time. And say, hey, can you help me with this? You know how long it took him? 2 hours. 1 hour to take apart all the shit that I did and another hour to put all down. And I feel like this is like that, right? Where it's like, could you try to figure this shit out on your own? Yeah, you probably could. It would take a lot of time, energy, effort, like that sort of thing. If you have the resources, what you'd be doing is partnering with someone, you know, with the guys at EC Creative, partnering with someone who does this all the time for some of the top agents throughout the country, myself included, right? So you're just partnering with a professional and it can save you a tremendous amount of time, energy, and effort and resources. So Esteban, if you could drop in the chat, if people want to have a conversation with you, like about what it is that you do and like that sort of thing, drop in the chat like a Calendly link or something where they can connect with you and set an appointment.
Absolutely, guys. Yeah, I'll put that in the chat. I do have other things I wanted to share with you guys, just because obviously I know that I want to, you know, the whole purpose is that we need to also talk about some strategy as well, like even strategy on content, the type of content to make and things like that. So I have a lot of good tips to give out to you guys. But yeah, definitely, like Aaron said, really that's just the smartest way to go, right? Because like he said, I mean, and I'm very transparent, like nothing that we do, it's something like rocket science, right? Like nothing is rocket science, nothing you guys can probably figure out yourselves. But like he said, it's just a lot of actually effort, work, testing in time. That's the main keyword to take away is time that is going to be taken away from you to focus on your business, right? And that's not what you want to do. So yeah, so then I'm going to drop that link right here. And then also I'm going to, if you allow me to share, Aaron also.
Yeah, I think what we could do is you could drop that link and then let's do this. Let's open it up in the chat for any questions, comments, concerns, emotional overloads, hallucinations, questions about content, questions about scheduling, questions about anything that we've discussed so far today.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I was going to say is that anybody also that is in the attendees area still, and they're not part of the panelists, you can either just type a question in the chat, and then maybe I can also just unmute you if you wanted to talk, because I think I've already sent the invite to everybody to become a panelist. But yeah, so just feel free. So yeah, let's open up that section right now. Anybody wants to kind of like do any type of like fast Q&A, and then I can also share a couple more things with you guys.
Yeah, I imagine in the Q&A, it'll come up there. And then be sure, Esteban, drop the Calendly link. So any questions, comments, concerns, hallucinations, emotional overloads? No, you guys got social media figured out? You're just like beasts. You're all influencers. People are recognizing you in public. Is that what's happening? I asked a quick question about posting. Okay, well, can you re-ask it? Here, unmute Ms. Zamora.
Dunia?
Oh yeah. So, you know, like for me, it's all baby steps. And I noticed in like your page and like some other folks that they don't post their, you know, solds, coming soons, just listed. Is that just like fillers for, I mean, what would you say? Like just leave it content, leave it simple, short video and like you don't gotta.
Yeah. Why do you think people do that?
Because they don't want to post videos.
Because it's lazy.
Yeah. So
they don't want to, and what I'm aware of is like, Dunya, I want you to think about this. You're not posting anything valuable. They see that on all these platforms already.
Yeah, that's what I was assuming.
There's no value in it. Like they see it in all the platforms anyway.
Yeah.
So it's got to be like, if you're going to do that, yes, it's got to be a video, number one. Number two is it's got to be entertaining. Okay. That's the game.
So not just like a template, just listed this and that. So yeah. So just leave my page.
Bro, like they get that on Zillow. They get that on Redfin. Like it's just listed. Like what, how is that helpful to you? How is that any value add?
Yeah, because I was gonna say that people already see like that type of post even because like you mentioned, there's tons, I think tons of agents out there that are still doing that just because like Aaron said, it just I honestly think it's also laziness, right? Like they just say, hey, I know I need something on my social media, so let's just kind of do the easiest thing and just put the pictures of my listings. And then people just see that every single day. So yeah, so I mean
And to Esteban's point, what you'll see with people whose channels who do that, they have zero growth.
Yeah.
And you know what that is? That's the marketplace telling them what you're doing is not valuable. But they keep doing it over and over and over and over again. I mean, Dunya, I've seen you in some of your private posts. You hang out with it all out. Like, let's go. You should let people see that in your, let people see you in your property tours. Get all dressed up and jazzed up. The way you do.
I'm still like,
Why?
I'm
It's
shy.
funny. Stop it. You are not shy. Go look at her page right now and look at the way how she's all dressed up. Like, ooh, look at me. Yeah, I'm so cute. Like, bro, you're not shy. Don't give me that shit. It's not true. One of the guys, he was on this call. Brian's here. Brian Murillo. He's a partner of mine at EXP. And he told me, he said the same shit to me. I'm like, Brian, you do posts in spandex working out. What do you mean you're shy? That's not true. You do let it out, but you only let it out in a certain context. When you're out with the girls, then you let it out.
guys, all
Right?
right. I'll say just to quickly interrupt. I did drop the link right now on the chat, just so you guys can already have it. Maybe just copy it for now, paste it somewhere, have it saved. Please go over there. Like I said, if you guys do want to have like a one-on-one call with us, with the team, and really figure out what would be the best way we can help you guys out and provide value to you guys too, and how to make you guys grow on social media, get results, and start doing what basically Aaron already started doing a few months ago, and just start killing it on social media, right? But anyways, let's keep going with the Q&A. But yeah, I just want
Any other questions, comments, concerns? That's a good question, Dunya, because a lot of people, the story of one is the story of all. How about you, Miss Jimenez in the dark, like the Dark Knight?
I think for me, it's like I'm kind of new to the market, so I'm new as a real estate agent. So it's kind of just learning all those things. And like for me, I just want to post it on there, but I don't know. For me, it's like I'm shy, but I'm not, because I tend to post a lot too, So I don't know. I think I really liked how you guys said that, like podcasting, like kind of starting from big and then going small. Because I was working on really, really small ones, and then that was it. I was wasting my time, I should have just started from big.
There's no, so the way I want you to think about this is like, okay, so these platforms, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all they are roads. Like imagine if you ever played the game Sims, it's like a road. You build a road. Okay. The purpose of the road is to have traffic. Because to build a road with no traffic is stupid. The also purpose of a road is that it has a destination. It goes somewhere. So I have to think to myself, who is my avatar? Who is the person that I'm interested in? Then I have to have the ecosystem of attention to lead them down the road to the destination. Does that make sense? So you're a perfect example. You're here day trading attention all the time, but you have it's like you're getting people on the road, but then like they fall off a cliff. They have no place to go with it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Good. I'm seeing some hands raised. This is good. So Richie, what's up, Richie? Let's unmute Richie. Hannah, turn your camera on, bro, so I can see you.
It should be on. I don't know what's going on. My chat's disabled. I have.
All right, so
I was gonna say that I'm just allowing everybody that was still on the attendee side, like allowing them to talk, and now I'm gonna go back again to everybody just to make sure that I do again offer the opportunity to become a panelist, so then you can actually even turn on your camera if you want, but you can speak already right now.
Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, thank you. So my thing is, of course, the way you look and things of that nature, but the big thing is, like you said, how do we come up with entertaining, valuable content daily?
Yeah. So a couple things. One is you don't have to do it.
I don't know if they're going to call on me.
Whoever said that, I may call on you. Who knows? So, like you don't have to do it daily. I think that's a mindset, and it causes people to get overwhelmed and shut down. Because remember, what we're talking about is you need like one short form a day if you're serious, like, you know, one short form a day and then a couple long forms. Well, one short form a day is 7 pieces of content that are literally less than a minute. So one is you need to like eradicate that thinking in your brain. The second is having a team that can help you to generate those ideas is very helpful. Because I get when it's time for me to do my, you know, 2 hours of short form stuff, when I do that, I'm like, yo, Esteban, send me the sheet. He sends me the sheet. I look through the list and it's prompting, right? And I may not go exactly with what he said, but it just gives me it prompts. It's like a shortcut of me having to think about everything. And then the only other thing I would recommend, and then Esteban can give you his kind of 2 cents. You have to start consuming with the intention of creating. Most of you guys consume content just for consumption purposes. You're not thinking to yourself, am I consuming with an intention on creating? You know how many ideas I've gotten because like, I'm like, oh shit, that was kind of cool. I could do something like that. Like me doing those videos where it's like, hey man, this is what's happening. I got that because I saw it somewhere else. So like consuming with the intention of creating, not just kind of mentally like checking out.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
that's
Esteban.
what I was going to add to it, right? That one of the other keys, right, that we've identified, and we've been working with this for like a long time now, that we tell everybody, because obviously you're not the first one to tell us like, hey, yeah, so how do I keep the consistency going if I have to come up with ideas every single day, record videos every single day or whatever, right? So what we tell them is that, first of all, the key is that you don't need to reinvent the wheel, right? So you don't need to like think about all this crazy, innovative or whatever ideas. All you really need to do is look at what's working on your same market, on your industry, what other people are doing, what type of videos they have posted in the past week, 2, 3, 4 weeks that have done really well already for them. So you can even see that already. The proof is on the metrics, right? So if you see that their videos already got 1 million views or 500,000 or whatever amount of likes, then you already know that the audience is reacting well to that video and interested about it, right? So basically what we do, for example, with Aaron or any of our clients, to make it even as simple as possible, is that every single week we go and do that work ourselves, go on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, everywhere, and look at what are some of the trending topics and also examples even of specific videos that we found that other realtors or whatever, even in your same area, have done in the past few weeks that worked really well. And then we just put all those examples organized on a document and share that with you every single week. So then you have a whole new list of examples and video ideas to go with and record your videos, right? And the other thing I was going to say is that even more, just like a step further from that, what we want to do to really ensure the success of your video is that we're even like giving you recommendations and suggestions of what are like the best hooks you can use on that video, the best call to actions, etc. Just providing as much guidance as we can for you on that, on that document. So then it's just as easy as possible for you to just hit record, look at the idea, and then boom, just start talking and shooting, right?
Yeah, because I think that I used to think similarly, Richie, and I realized like, oh, like there's like a formula to this. It's not just like happenstance, right? And then the other thing that I learned is I think we think about creation, but it's really just about documentation. So if you notice a lot of my content, I'm just documenting what I'm already doing. I just have a videographer around me while I'm doing something. So like right now, this thing, you will see this on Shorts, I promise. The team will take this up, chop it up, and it'll show up on my feed. And you'll be like, oh, there I am, because I asked a question, right? So like, I think we think there's all this creative involved. And while there's a component of that for the majority of you, you do really cool things. You just don't document it. You just don't have the presence of mind to flip the camera on. And like I was talking to Jessica, she's a rock star. She's on our team. I don't know why my camera is doing that. She's a rock star. She's partnered with us, with EXP. And she's an awesome prospector, like world-class, top-notch. She's like, oh, with content, I say, girl, listen to me. You set appointments regularly. She's like, yeah. I'm like, here's what you need to do. When you're in the moment of setting an appointment, which when that's about to happen, we all get that feeling internally, like, it's going to happen. Let's go. Have the awareness to turn your camera on and push record. That's it. It's not, you guys do cool stuff all the time. You just don't think to document it. So while there is an element of kind of creation and creativity, I think a lot of you guys, if you just documented what you're doing, like you'd have enough content. Is that
And
helpful,
then
Richie?
I think I see Elmer and Tim. I think you guys have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Elmer, do you have a question? Actually, I think you have your hand raised, or if you don't.
Yeah, I did. So I get the whole, shorts and medium content and long content. And I guess my question to you is, from the short content, medium content, how do you drive them to your YouTube, which is your permanent content? I guess just by linking all those videos or linking them, or
Yeah, so I'll give you a good example of this, right, Elmer? So, for example, let's say that you make a medium form video on YouTube talking about your prediction for the real estate market in 2023 in your specific area, right, and in your city. Then what you're gonna do is that you can either just grab one of the most interesting clips, like one of the best golden nuggets that you gave on that 5-10 minute video, and then turn that into a short video and put it on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. And then on the description, it just says, hey, if you want to learn more about this topic, I have a video that goes more in depth on my YouTube channel. And then just say link is in the bio or whatever to go into the YouTube channel, right? But then the other way is that you can even just record like an actual very short video, just like a short form video with a good hook, almost like saying like, do you wonder where the market in Orlando, Florida is going to go in 2023? Then boom, just kind of talk about it real quick. Just do like a quick summary for 30-40 seconds. And then at the end of the video, verbally even say, hey guys, if you want to learn more about this, I actually made a video that goes a lot more in depth than this. Go to my YouTube channel, check it out, boom. And then you're already sending people over, right, from 1 or 2 or 3 different platforms into like one medium form and then long form content. And then the other thing is that you can even do a podcast, like I said, and then go all the way to the last step, which is long form. Do the podcast, do those 2 like 5 to 10 minute clips from the podcast that are good. Like we call that a clip. So you post that as a medium form video. And then you get all the short clips, like the shorter clips, like the 30-45 second clips or whatever, and put them as short form videos on TikTok, on Instagram Reels, on Facebook Reels, on YouTube Shorts. And then all those videos are going to say the same thing. Go on the YouTube channel, and then there you'll find the full like conversation or the full episode of the podcast or whatever. And then, people would want to even hear more about it, right? But yeah, so I think that's kind of like how can you transition?
Yeah, that's awesome guidance and advice. And then I think the other thing that's true, what we've done is, let's say when I do short, and it also works in the opposite direction. So when I do short form content, if one of our short forms gets like 13,000 or 30,000 views, that's a key indication that people want to know more about that. And I probably should do a long form video about it, or a medium form. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it could be.
It's like a testing ground where, if I do something short and people get a lot, like they're like, we get a lot of attention because of it, then it's like, okay, I should probably do something more because people are telling me that they want. So I don't know if you guys knew this, and this tells you how you should be behaving with these platforms. YouTube, when it first started, was a dating site. It was a dating site, and they wanted people to upload videos of like themselves, to connect people for dating. But then you know what happened? They started to look at the data, and the data is like people just wanted to post videos about anything. So they changed with what the data told them. Does that make sense? So this game is about like noticing, like what Esteban was saying, like noticing what's working. And then as you start to do something and you notice that, something else takes, but like, okay, like to give you an example, if you go into my page and you looked at our thumbnails, they weren't great.
And actually, when you say that, I would love to even share my screen and show it so people can see it more visually. Like I'm a visual myself, so like I think that'll be awesome. So
they weren't great. And I was wondering why I wasn't getting like a lot of attention. And then we started to get, serious about it. We got access to, people that were world-class in the space, and you can see the way that the channels changed dramatically. So now those thumbnails look legit.
So guys,
show them an old one.
So an old one, for example,
look at the old ones.
It's all the way down here, right? So that you guys can see like this kind of like simple thumbnail right here, right? And then
so you're watching our evolution. This is what it was at first. Keep scrolling up, and then here's what it was. And then we got proximity to the right people. They're like, bro, black is not a good color. Okay. And the way you're doing the thumbnails, all other stuff, it's wrong. Now we're doing it better, and we're noticing that viewership goes up, interaction goes up. Again, subscribers go up. So there's definitely a method to this. Right. That's a good question. So I have time for a few more questions, Esteban. So I think Tim had his hand up, and then we'll go to Edwin.
Yeah.
Aaron, how you doing?
What's up, brother?
Esteban, I don't know if you can see me. I don't know how to make myself visible, so I'm invisible. Anyway, join as a panelist. Okay.
Yeah, I think I just shared him access to turn on his camera.
Now he got kicked out. Oh, there he is. What's up, brother? Now you're muted. Yeah. There
Hi.
you go.
Yeah, so I'm glad I wasn't a panelist earlier because really I was just doing jumping jacks, getting my steps in, and exercising, listening in the background.
Good.
This is okay. So I don't want to come across the wrong way to my man Aaron, but one of the things I don't like that I see on YouTube, and maybe you can explain, Esteban, why it's necessary, is this.
Yeah.
I hate that. I absolutely hate it.
Tell me what is it about it that you hate?
It just, well, first of all, I find it totally obnoxious. Again,
why? I know, no, and it's good. This is good because if you have this, I promise you, other people feel this. So, yeah, I mean, what about it is obnoxious to you?
It doesn't appear real. It's it's always the same expressions, and it's not like you're the one who's doing it. I mean, I'm on Jose's Luis Morales' site right now, and he's like got all over, and every fourth video is the same picture.
Yeah.
So that one, So so to me, it's like there must be a reason that so many people are doing it. I'm sorry, I'm in the dark. Apparently, there must be a reason. But I'm just curious, Esteban, is that really the only vehicle that you can take for a thumbnail?
So here's what I would propose to suggest. I think Esteban and the team, they can answer it. I could just answer it from my own direct experience. So a couple things. One is when something bothers me, it's usually a reflection of me, not what's there. So it has something to do with like my internal hang up about it, right? Like I gave a talk recently in California and a dude raised his hand and he's like, "Hey bro, the first time I met you was on social and I thought you were annoying."
I saw that and I heard it.
And I was like, okay,
annoying.
Yeah, he's like, "I thought your voice was annoying. I thought you were annoying." But then here's what he said. He was like, "But what I realized is I wasn't annoyed with you. I just was annoyed with myself because I knew that what you were saying was true and I wasn't doing it. And then I actually did what you wanted me to do and it worked." Yeah, he said it was his ego. That's exactly right. Because he actually said something different where he's like, "I realized that you were smarter than me." But so it's inverted admiration. So there's something internally for you that doesn't like people who like show off. Fine. That's your own thing. What I can tell you from a very practical perspective, thumbnails and titles are it on YouTube. Because this is an invitation for somebody to click. You have to realize they have an endless amount of videos to choose from. Endless. It's a perpetual, nonstop, endless amount. And what YouTube, the platform, is doing, we don't realize this as consumers. They use Google AI. What they do is they look at the thumbnail. They have facial recognition so they can see who it is. They look at the words that are in it. And they're watching him as he's on the platform 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Everything he watches, what he clicks on, how long he watches, and the AI matches the two. So it's how the artificial intelligence determines what videos to put in front of people. So what I'm learning now as we get proximity to like people like Esteban and even others that we've consulted with to help us to be able to do this at a higher and higher level is that without question, the algorithm is looking at thumbnails, and you're also you're now in the attention game, and it's like, hey, look at me, right? And that increases the probability somebody's going to click, and now the content has to be good because if it's good, they'll watch it through, and the platform wants people to watch as long as possible. So if you can get if you can get your click rate high, and to watch all the way through, it'll go viral. Because they're incentivized that way. They make more money as people stay longer. Esteban, what do you got to add?
Yeah, I was actually going to tell you, Tam, and thank you for the feedback and the question about that, right? And then expressing how you feel. What I was going to tell you and compare it to actually is like, if you even see at movies, right? Whenever they actually come out with their movie cover that they put everywhere on billboards or whatever, like you see action movies, right? Like they put explosions and people also making some like faces and everything. Why do they do that? Because the thing is that people are exposed to reality every day, all the time. People see just real stuff, which is like people not making those faces. You don't go to the street and you see people making these faces all the time. So it's just reality. So what people want to see when they go on social, they want to see things that just spark their imagination and see things that are just different, things that they're not going to see all the time in reality out there in the street. So that's really what catches people's attention. They see like an exaggerated expression of like, oh my God, or something like that. That's just what really catches people's attention. And at the end of the day, what I always tell people, most of you guys, is that obviously you don't have to do something that totally goes against your principles or whatever you believe in or whatever. But just because you don't like something a lot doesn't mean that it's the right thing, right? Just like what really matters is not what you like. What I like is what the majority of the people like, right? What's actually going to work and what it's been proven by metrics, right? So because we have tested, for example, even those more like normal thumbnails that Aaron had, just showing his face normally talking and the other guests, those had like about like a 1% click-through rate. And now when you're doing this other type of thumbnails, more exaggerated or whatever, they have over 10% click-through rates in some of those videos, right? So even that percentage difference would be a big differentiator of how many more clicks you can get on the video, how many more views, etc. Right? So that's really what I would answer to that. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So the metrics are leading the way. And I know because Tim is a creative, he's like an artist. So that could be hard because it's like, it's my artistic, like, I just want to do what I want sort of thing.
Well, no, I mean, you know, I've been doing video blogs on YouTube for my listings for 12, 13 years. I mean, I found that people would from afar would watch them, and then that would get them interested in my listing, and I've been I've done podcasts and I've done a video blog for 12, 13, not video blog, but a regular blog, written blog for 12, 13 years. So, I mean, I appreciate the importance of getting the information out there and getting the attraction. I'm just wondering if that is what so many people are doing, isn't there another way that would accomplish it?
It's interesting because Mr. Beast will spend $100,000 on a thumbnail. That's how important it is. Thousands of dollars on just the thumbnail. And all of his thumbnails, by the way, are him with his mouth open. All of them. So when we lead with metrics, like to his point, I don't know if you guys can see this video that we did has a 7.8% click-through rate. Anything above like 5 is good.
Yeah.
So again, the metrics are telling us something. Instantaneously, when we changed what we were doing, we saw views go up, we saw subscribers go up, and we saw click-through rate go up, which click-through rate is super important.
Yeah. What I was going to tell you though, Tim, just to kind of finish off on that, to really answer the question we had, which was like, hey, yeah, but is there any other way? Can I do anything else on a thumbnail? First of all, I mean, yeah, I don't want to say, hey, that the only way that you can get views on a video is by doing the low spaces. Obviously, there has been other creators that have done different types of thumbnails that are still like, you always have to have somewhat that element of exaggeration, whether it is using some like exaggerated images or like even like different things, elements that you can put onto the thumbnail, even like an explosion, like maybe element or something that looks just like a little bit more like out there. But what I was going to say is that at the end of the day, what we should all do, and most of us should do, is that instead of also always trying to kind of also like knock our head into the wall, trying to think about like, okay, but everybody's doing that, it's working for them, but I just want to do something different. There's nothing wrong with thinking that way. But I will say that most of your time is best spent at just saying, okay, everybody's doing that. Obviously, there's a reason. Obviously, the metrics are showing that there's a reason why it's working for them. Let me just do it for now. And then obviously, if later on, if I hear that, oh yeah, now people are doing it this other way is different, and now that's working too. Now let me jump onto that as well too, right? Because like I think Aaron had mentioned, like maybe a few minutes ago, is that it's all about jumping on the wagon of change, right? Because at the end of the day, with social media and anything online, it changes almost every single month, guys. It's just always consistently changing. And that's why you guys also need somebody that's always on top of it every single day, that just breeds that type of information every single day, knows what's happening every single week or month on updates or whatever. Because if you guys even think about Instagram, when it came out, it was just supposed to be a picture sharing platform, right? That was the main purpose of Instagram. And now the irony is that they're completely shifting from pictures to video content, right? To like this reels and short form videos and everything. So it's all about really doing whatever it's working on that moment, just dropping on that and doing it and just taking advantage of it, right? But yeah, thank you, Tim, for sharing that. And then I was gonna say,
and it's a good question. It's a good answer, Esteban. Like, I think what you said is really accurate. It's like, it's independent of what I think. It's like, what does the market want? What do they want? And you just give it to them. That's it. And when we hopped on a call with people who make $1 million a month via social media, the first thing they told us is, your thumbnails suck.
Well,
And then it was
you
like,
know,
okay, we got to change them. And once we change them, look at what happens. Like it's,
well,
you know.
it's like I've always, like, I never put a picture on my business card because attorneys don't have pictures on their business cards. And I've never sent out pumpkins. I've never held Easter egg hunts. I'm not going out in costumes. I mean, this is a business, right? It's a serious business, real estate. And so when I see this other side that's like this, well, this is how it's done, you know, and it's just like,
I get it.
I
And
recoil with that.
yeah,
you
I know. I think if anything, it's just, it goes against it's mental. It's just like you have this mental map of like how it is, but there are people out there who are doing this and have tons of attention and aren't as good as you as an agent. And they help more people because of it. So it's like, I just have to ask myself a question, like, which is more valuable for me, to hold on to this idea of the way that I think it should be, or to adapt?
Mm-hmm.
Good question. I have time for one more. Thank you.
yeah, I was gonna say, I've been seeing Edwin's hand up, so I think.
Yeah, Edwin, what's up, brother?
Oh, hey, thank you, fellas. Appreciate all the info. I have a few questions. So two are just mainly technical. So, you know, kind of simple ones. Is there a best time to post? Also, how are you supposed to record your videos? You know, what's the better way? Are you supposed to hold them horizontal or vertical so they'll be ready for all platforms? And then my last question is, since there are so many different type of platforms you can use, social media, right? Should you just focus on one specific content, like, you know, information on the market or things like that? Or should you diversify? Because I noticed, like, on TikTok, people do a lot of comedy and things like that, skits. And on Instagram, it might be more like reels about, you know, everyday life, or YouTube is more instructional stuff. You know, so those are my kind of
yeah. So
questions.
I think, so I can answer the one about content, and then Esteban's the best to answer the one about like kind of when to post and stuff. So I think for agents, it's about batching content. So I know who my avatar is. I know who I'm interested in targeting, and I know what I'm interested in. So if you notice, my content is in 4 buckets. The first is residential resale, like, you know, all things selling real estate in high volume, scripts, dialogues, things of that nature. The second is general business and entrepreneurship. The third is investing money. And the fourth is health hacking. That's all of the content is batched into those 4 buckets. Because I know that not only that's what I'm interested in, but that's what the people that I'm interested in are interested in, right? That's my audience. I don't know what's up on my camera. This is wild. So, so I think it's batching. It's you figuring out, Edwin, who's your avatar. Avatar is who are you trying to touch? And then I would batch content in those areas, maybe like have 4 batches, you know, maybe. And then the content is focused on those things. And then you can push that out. Esteban, how about you for like posting and when to post?
Yeah, I was gonna just quickly add one more thing to that, right? To like the type of content you should make. One thing I do want to get clear, right? That is that it's not like, hey, this type of content specifically works better on this platform, on this platform, on this platform. The reality is that almost nobody really knows, right? The thing is that most of these platforms, like even Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, the great thing about them is that now with the way that the algorithm is structured, they have a specific type of like search engine now, like SEO technically on their social media platform, where they know they've created different niches, like different topics, interests, right? So then whenever you post your video, the algorithm scans whatever you're talking about in the video. It grabs certain keywords from there, also from your caption, whatever keywords you're putting on the caption, on the hashtags, all that, right? So then that's what it's going to tell the algorithm which type of people they should show that video to, right? Because they already have so much data and information about you, that they know exactly what type of videos you like to watch, or Tim likes to watch, or whatever. So then they break it down in different buckets, in different categories. So then basically you can just, it's all about, like Aaron said, identifying who is your target audience, who is your avatar. So depending on that person, for example, it could be for Aaron, one of the main audiences he wants to reach is other real estate agents, right? So the type of content he's going to make is more like educational for agents, like valuable content for agents, right? But if your target audience is sellers or buyers or investors, then you're going to have to make videos about that, right? Like the best ways to buy a home in 2023 with buy down programs or this or that, whatever. So that's what's going to really help you identify what to talk about and what type of content to make, right? So I don't know if that answers your question, Edwin.
Yeah. And I just want, what's the best time to post? Is there a better time?
Yeah, you asked those two questions. Yeah, so the best time to post, I would say, there's not a specific, here's the best time to post. It does, so there's what we call a general times, best times to post, and then also there's specific depending also on your account itself, right? So just in general terms, right, the best times to post usually, and if you guys want to maybe write it down also, is that it's usually between, I would say, around 8 to 11 a.m. in the morning time, when people are just getting their day started. Sometimes they're going to go ahead and check their phone even before going to work or whatever. And then the other best times to post, it's between lunchtime, even that small gap in lunchtime, maybe around 12 to 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. max. Then the other best time to post would be anytime after 6 p.m. So right after people are usually out of work at 5 p.m., 6 p.m., that's usually one of the best times to post too. But yeah, so yeah, guys, I think that's usually the general in general terms, right? But then the other question you had, right, was how should you record the videos, right?
Horizontal or vertical.
Perfect. So yeah, so I would say that's the same thing, right? So let's say that you have an idea, but for a short video. So you only want to do that as a short video, then you should record it already in the vertical mode. Because if you record a video that's 45 seconds long and you record it horizontally, and then you want to just crop that and turn it into a vertical video, you're already going to lose quality in the process, because you have to crop the video and then it goes down on resolution. So, but if your intention is to record a longer video, 5-10 minutes long, or even an hour-long video, then just record it horizontally. Make sure also, that is a tip for everybody just right now, if you guys are recording with your phone or with any type of equipment, make sure that you go to the settings of that camera and it's recording at 4K. I mean, most cameras nowadays can record up to 4K, or at least full HD, which is 1080p. So just always make sure that you're recording almost at the highest level that you can on your camera, on the settings. But yeah, that's what I was going to say. If you're recording a long form, medium form content, record it in horizontal, because you're already going to use it in horizontal for YouTube and stuff. And then you can just break it down and crop it into vertical videos too, right? But yeah, so hopefully that answers your question too, Edwin.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So listen, guys, this has been an enjoyable use of our non-refundable precious breaths. Hope it has been for you as well. Be sure to use that link if you want to connect with Esteban and the team, have a conversation with them about what it is they do and the services that they provide. If I can help or be of assistance in some way, be sure to subscribe to the podcast. Marching towards 1,000 subs. Let's go. And we're here to help. We're here to serve you in any way possible. So again, Esteban, thank you. EC Creative Team. Louis, thank you, brother, for being here. Leticia, I think she's here somewhere. Thank you for being here. And thank you for everybody who participated. Drop in the chat if this was fire.
Yeah, guys, I just wanted to say again that I just copied and pasted the link again right now for you guys to be able to schedule a one-on-one call with me and with the team, so we can see how we can definitely make your social media goals a reality, right? And really help you grow with all these different strategies we've been talking about.
Yeah, love it. So again, appreciate you guys. Let's go be great. And we look forward to reconnecting soon.
Hey guys, thank you. Take care.
Thank you.